Welcome everybody to Sin City Living. My name is Jason and I'll be bringing you today's episode. As always, please hit those like and subscribe buttons. We have a ton of content for you guys coming out every single week, every single day generally. Occasionally miss a day like I did during the rodeo that is still ongoing right now. And I hope all of our patrons out there are appreciating the patron-only exclusive videos we're putting out with the dice class, putting one out every couple of weeks. And if you're curious about that, go ahead and check the description down below. Once I get this whole live stream thing figured out, I'm probably going to do a live stream on the patron site as well. One on the regular site, one on the patron site. I do have the new computer for it. Theoretically, I have everything ready. I'm just so busy currently with this rodeo. And one of our fans asked a question a little while back about ways to tip us, to show appreciation to us without having to sign up as one of our patrons. And at the time we did not have any way of doing it, but I have managed now to get us signed up with a site called Buy Me a Coffee. As I'm sure some of you guys have noticed from some of our videos, Louie and I are both pretty heavy coffee drinkers. So if you're curious about that as well, go ahead and check down below in the description as well. We would definitely appreciate any cups of coffee you're willing to pick up for us. And don't forget to email us with any strategies, questions, suggestions, anything at all. We love shooting those videos for you guys. I actually haven't gotten a new email in about 2 weeks. And also, don't forget, anybody that may be interested in one of the small Sin City Living neons that we have, just email us that as well, sincitylivingLV@gmail.com. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and get into today's episode. So for today's strategy, thank you everybody for the coffee, by the way. For today's strategy, for today's video, I want to go over a strategy that I saw today. I don't really have a name for the strategy. Maybe I come up with a name for it as we go along. It's definitely a variation of strategies you guys have seen in the past, different hedges, do-we-don'ts, different hedges, stuff like that. But it was so interesting that I just had to make a note of it, and I wanted to show it to you guys. So it's just, again, interesting. So here we go. Now you need to have a pretty good bankroll to play this. You got to have a really big bankroll to play this. So here is how it worked. So this player would have $25 on the don't, $25 on the do. All right, so he has a 1 in 36 chance of losing here. There's no way of winning, but he has only a 1 in 36 chance of losing. So fairly basic up to this point. Now, once there is a point, he does a $615 no 10. So $15 big, $600 no 10. Okay, so that is a direct lay, which means it pays half, so that would pay $300. So what is he trying to hedge with $300? Pretty simple, actually. He is hedging his 270 across no 10. He'll include the point if there's a point. Well, of course there's a point. He'll include the point. And, unless the point is 10, then he just does a direct lay. So if a 7-out were to come right now, he loses 270 here, plus he loses 25 over there, because he would, well, that's actually a push. He would lose there but win here. So he loses 270, but he makes 300. So he makes 30 bucks. Okay? Now, this is the point, of course, where you have the biggest danger point. The biggest danger point is a 10 rolling. A 10 rolling, of course, costs him 600 bucks. Takes him at least 2 hits just to make that bet. But here's the thing. That costs him 600 bucks. But if he does this again, the next roll in this 0.7 out, he only makes 30 bucks. So it takes him a while to get this back. And this player did not end up winning much. The only way this player is actually going to, really there is no way this player is actually going to win, which is kind of why he sort of ended up playing for a long time and then losing. So what happens now? So now, whatever hits, does not matter what hits, okay? We'll say, you know what, let me just see. A 3, so nothing hits, so he just sits there and watches. right? So then a 6. So a 6 hits, right? So he's going to get paid $70. But now here's what he is going to do. He's going to collect his $70. I'm just going to put that right there for right now. And then he cuts everything in half. And when I say everything, I mean everything. He goes down to a $300 lay. So he gets $308 back because he gets a return on whatever vig he is doing. So now 135 across, this pays 150. So no matter what, he is still hedged as long as the 10 does not roll. As long as the 10 does not roll, he is still hedged. Now, again, what did he start with in his bankroll? Well, he started with 50 plus 615, so that's 665 plus 270. So that's $935. $935 is what he initially put on the table. Right now, he's got $513 in front of him. Okay, $513. If a 7 were to come at this point, he loses all that, but he'll make 150 here, so he'll have 450 here. So he will be slightly in the plus, very slightly in the plus. So, yeah, that's the first part of his strategy. So where does he go from here? What if another number hits? Well, if another number hits, say the 5, this time around, he takes his payout and he takes everything down. Takes everything down, takes it back, and now he just shoots for the push. He just throws to throw. Just throws to everybody else that's playing. That is this guy's strategy. This guy's strategy is to basically make $100 every roll. Because if this occurs, he made the 70 plus the 35, so he made 105, and he got all those various vigs back. So he made $105 because that's just going to end up being a push. Now again, if a worst case scenario happens and he loses this, he lost $600, 615. So it would take him 6 hits of his strategy in order to make that back and just break even. Not counting any 12s, because 12s are very, very low probability. Again, 1 in 36 chance on the 12 on the come out roll. So we wouldn't really count that. So we're just looking at that worst case scenario. And second worst case scenario is hit one thing and then a 10, of course, or even just one hit, drop everything down, and then the 7 out, because he's well, I guess it's actually about the same. It doesn't matter when the 7 out comes, first or second roll. He's going to make approximately the same amount of money. The problem is if that worst case scenario hits, it just ruins him. It just takes such a long time to come back, just back to even on this. So it's an interesting strategy. The fact that he played for as long as he did is what makes this bad, because this is not a terrible strategy. Again, you make $100. You make $100, or you make $30. As long as that worst case scenario doesn't hit. So this is kind of one of those strategies where you should only play it for 3 or 4 rolls. You play 3 or 4 rolls and you manage to pull it off, you made $300 or $400, walk away. Because that worst case scenario is going to happen eventually. So if you've made a little bit of profit, take that profit and take off. Get the hell out of here. You won, take your money. So again, interesting strategy that we saw today that just stuck out to me, so I had to show it to you guys. Hope you guys find it interesting, enlightening, illuminating, or at least just plain fun. Catch you guys next time. Bye now. So, as I promised, I wanted to go over very briefly our upcoming attempts at a third test live stream. So what's happened so far? The first test live stream just flat didn't work. The problem that I had was was an equipment problem. I had an equipment problem in that the equipment that I was using to translate the camera into streamable video to the computer required a better USB port than the computer I was using at the time. So that one just flat failed because it would not translate into the computer. The computer would not pick it up, would not read it, so I wasn't able to live stream it. So then as I was looking through, because I'm a little bit of a tech head, as I was looking through all of my other stuff, because I do have 4 laptops here and 3 computers, I did find one that actually did have the newer style USB port. Unfortunately, it was actually my oldest laptop, but I figured, what the heck, let me give it a shot. What's the worst that can happen? And this time around, when I fired everything up, the video was actually translating onto the computer, so things were looking better. But then when I attempted to live stream, the computer was not powerful enough to be able to translate it and then upload it sufficiently. So it basically just uploaded a blank screen for the live stream. So what I am going to have to do is, and I'm already looking into all of my options, I'm going to upgrade my computer so I can add, what, a 7th, 8th computer to my household. And I'm going to go much higher, and I'm going to get a computer that is far more than I need for this, far more powerful than I need for this. That way, any future upgrades that I may do, the computer will be able to handle it. So unfortunately, this computer is going to cost me about 25% more, about 25% of what I've already laid out in all the equipment for this channel. So it wasn't something that I could just instantly buy. I'm probably looking at Black Friday or Cyber Monday. So hopefully I have it within the next couple of weeks, and then I'll do another test live stream and see if I can go from there. So I will definitely do at least one weekly live stream on our Patreon, because they're the ones that are really helping us get this computer. And the other equipment that I'm going to get, because I figure if I'm buying the computer, I might as well buy the most high-end capture cards and things along those lines, get everything as good as possible, and then hopefully eventually get a better microphone for you guys. So yeah, that's where we stand on the live stream. As soon as I have the computer and I do the test, which will be in a few weeks, like I said, got to order it in a week or two, then I have to wait for it to ship. Plus, we have probably the biggest event of the year coming up, the NFR National Finals Rodeo. So I'm basically working 2 weeks straight, as is my wife. So not going to have a whole lot of time. But once we get all that under control, then we'll figure out. There's been some schedule changes to myself, some schedule changes to my wife, and some upcoming schedule changes to my wife as well. So hopefully we can get all the scheduling figured out, so I know when I'll be able to live stream as well. My initial plan of Thursdays at 6 o'clock is already out the window. I'm at work at that point now. So we will get it all figured out, and we will let you guys know, I promise. And otherwise, I hope you guys have found this interesting, enlightening, illuminating, or at least just plain fun. And we will catch you guys next time. Bye now.